makeup.
Oh, good. All right, guys, I'm going to start this now.
By the way, everybody, this is Mark.
Hey, Mark.
With me, he's actually on training as well.
Oh, good. We're actually still waiting for the other people. They'll be here hopefully soon.
Oh, wait, can they see me?
There's a webcam. Yeah, they can see it. Can you see? Yeah. Oh, good. Oh, good. Okay. So I'm gonna start this. All right.
Sure.
So VIP clients here, VIP guy. But so we've got a few people that's tuning in online as well. We do this quite often, training session. And we decided to hold a training session. This is the title: Passive and Residual Income Training. If you're new to the company, we've got 200 and something people now across the country, New Zealand as well. Basically, you know, real estate, finance broking, bills, paying bills, utilities. And I often thought to myself, man, you know, real estate is great if times are right. You sell a house, you know, 50K commission. In between settlements, however, there's got to be something that we can do to make a passive income. Because a lot of people ask me, man, do you pay a salary? Do you pay a salary? I say, I can try and pay you a salary. It would be much better if you could earn your own salary and make a passive income. And that's the aim of this today's session. So I'm going to start with this graph here, which I love. You know, this is a great book. And I've always believed in this, right? I had a job before, like CNA, so I probably had a job before. I started in hedge funds. After my doctorate from Cambridge, I worked at the hedge funds, and I made some money. But I didn't think it was for me, man. You know, because I think, I don't know if you read this book, but what Robert Kiyosaki says is very simple. You want to be on the right. You don't want to be on the left. And having a job and that kind of stuff, you know, as an employee is okay, stable, but you ain't going to make big bucks.
Yeah.
You know, on the Gold Coast, man, how many $25 an hour does it take to make $1 million? A lot. Yeah. In fact, it's probably not 350 years, man. You know, you're not going to live that long. And so what he says, he had two dads, you know, the poor dad was on this side here. Even I see people owning coffee shops and stuff like that, right? And I say to them, man, we sell businesses too, right? I say to them, you know, you have a coffee shop, but you're a slave to your own business. You're still working 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock at night because you got to buy coffee beans, you got to do this, you got to do that, right? Yes, self-employment may sound like a job or a business that you can have, but it's still like a job. And so today we're going to concentrate on this side here, the business owner and the income. You know, my wife and I created this business a few years ago. We've got 200 something people now. Everyone's own business, a business within the business. And that's the whole point. So there's many ways to make passive income, but we're going to talk about 4 today related to the business. And this is very, very easy for everyone to make. I've got spreadsheets as well, which we'll do after. But the first one, so some of these things, for example, you know, Udemy is one. You know, this side hustles we call them now, driving Uber, that kind of stuff. But that's not passive income, because driving Uber, you still got to work.
You got to do a lot of things.
Yeah, the definition of passive income is getting money from doing nothing.
Yeah.
And I think the classic example is interest rates. This is capitalism, money talk. If you have money, you put in the bank, you get money while you're sleeping. And that's great. That's great, you know. So we're going to concentrate on 4. So I've got Sinan here. He's going to talk about service connections through a company. He's going to talk about ACN. I'm going to talk about broking, property management, agent referrals. So Sinan is here for a conference, and he's done very, very well. I'll let him introduce himself. I've got your PowerPoint open as well.
Sure.
And so, yeah, without further ado, Sinan, take a seat.
Hey, everybody. Want to go there?
Don't you, man.
No, they can see me. That's fine.
Okay, man.
Hi, can everybody see me?
Yeah.
First of all, I want to hand it back to Paul, actually. So what I love about Paul, I've been working with him for just a few weeks, and what I've realized is that he's very humble. And he's super successful, yet he's very humble. One thing I couldn't stop laughing about is when you're talking to Brian Sachs over the phone, my business partner, who actually makes over $10,000 a day through the business I'm about to show you guys. And he was talking to Brian Sachs, and Brian said, "Where do you live?" He said, "I live in Brisbane. I live in a hotel. I own the hotel, but I live there too." I'm like, what? You know, like, that's a sense of humor to me, you know. But you know, thanks so much for the opportunity to be here and talk to you guys. And also, I've noticed something over the years I've been working in business is that the most successful people around me because he was a PhD graduate, went overseas and started to work within the divorce. So we saw nothing. And it was, it's a bit rough and things like that happen. So I ended up getting a job working for someone else doing demolition. And I wasn't doing the fun stuff, the breaking stuff part. I was doing the cleaning, what they break part. You know what I mean? So I ended up working for 3 months, and the guy ended up claiming bankruptcy, which caused my brother, who was contracted under him, not to get paid, which meant all of us didn't get paid, which meant as a 15-year-old, I just didn't like that. If they've got that much control over you and they can just pull the plug, what happens then? That means your lifeline is plugged into them. So I ended up getting into sales, and honestly, I was really bad at it. It was just my friend was in charge, and I'm like, oh, let me just go with him. And every time they step out and do a sale, I'll try it. And I stand up, my mind sits down, I go blank, and I'm like, my self-esteem. But here's one thing I realized: I needed something, so I stuck around. I kept doing it. So I started doing rehearsals behind the scenes, and I became good at it. But the thing I realized was the more sales I started to make, I've always had an entrepreneurial bone in my body, and I'm sure everybody here does. I started thinking, what's this guy making? What's he making? And I'm counting the money and give it a deal. Like 3 times what I was making, he was at home. So I thought, why don't I do the job myself and take what I've made plus the 3 times as much, and then invest in property, invest in other things that are going to make me wealthy. So I did that thinking that it's going to be easy. I was 17. I think I failed anything you could do wrong, I did wrong. Right? Anything you could do. But you know what? That's a good lesson. So I ended up becoming a successful business. And what I realized in traditional business was I was self-employed, which meant I was still employed. You with me? So I started to think, man, I'm just sick and tired of me just doing the work. And if it's not me that gets it done, it's just not going to get done right. So I've always had this dream and vision to own like a Docklands building. We have Docklands in Victoria, Melbourne. And I'm thinking 100 apartments, 2,000 a month, that's 200,000. Sounds good, but you need $50 million or whatever you need to actually buy something like that. But I've always had this vending machine goal. It's something that money's working for me. Then my brother actually came and approached me with this. My first reaction, to be straight, was, get out of my face. Now, why did I say that? It's because my brother, my older brother, used to try everything that came his way. You with me? Hair care, skin care, doesn't work for me. Then you have all these health products, and then he came up with this. So it was like, if it was called CNN, it wouldn't have made a difference. But this is the difference. He stuck around for 3 years, and I started to meet people like Brian Sachs, Byron Mouse, all these big names. Hopefully you guys meet them one day. And these guys were just incredibly successful and lived a lifestyle that I secretly was excited about. So I got started after a couple of years, and I went full time in 2 years. Sold my other business. I was 23, and then 25, 27. So 4 years in, I retired my wife from law. She was 25. Imagine she was getting into that. We said, why don't we have a family? We're making enough residual income now. And we took off. I was supposed to take off 1 month, not 9 months, because my story is usually 9 months. Took off 1 month, and we got a pay rise every single month. So why go back to work? Now I had a bigger vision to go back to work to help other people change their life and have themselves. But my biggest part of the story is that it's the fact that you can actually build something that's going to generate a cash flow, continuous cash flow, that you can override for years and years to come. And the special thing about this was that I wasn't selling something that wasn't already sold. You have a mobile phone, you have internet, you have gas, electricity. We use all that. And sometimes I play a game with people. Like, how many people here woke up and just looked at the love of the light when they first woke up? What? Your mobile phone. Boom. So everybody. Internet. Everybody. Gas, electricity. Everybody. Stove. I thought the stove was just gas. It's electricity that does it. And then it starts to get. I didn't know that until recently. Our electricity cut out. Oh, that's why we can feed the kids. Oh, it's not working. Like, oh my goodness. Look how dependent we are on this stuff. So every single day we're using these things. It's the closest thing to air. So if you're looking at a business, supply and demand, there's always going to be property, but it's, you've got to hustle to sell. But then you've got gas, electricity, something that's going to be ongoing. That is already in property anyway. So it sort of fits like a glove. It does fit like a glove. And that's why when Paul got on board, I'm like, okay, wow, this could be dangerous in a good way. Because there's so many people here. I mean, look at the market. How much electricity are people paying here? How much gas are people paying? And ACN allows you an opportunity to actually go out there and spread this like a franchise model, because all ACN wants is customers. So I'll take you through this, and if someone can help me with a slide just to share with how many people do we have online?
I've got a few. One.
Here we go. All right. So,
Thank you.
here we go. So I'll take you through box 1 to 8. So the vision of the company is a $1 trillion industry. And what's exciting about this is that even if you built a really large business, you're still an ant within the industry. So that's great knowing there's so much money involved. And we're one of the largest and fastest growing, most progressive in the world. You got to understand, and you know this for sure. Technology is always changing and expanding, and we're going to be making money off whatever comes out in 10 minutes. People would have thought you're weird if you said there's going to be an iPad 40 years ago, mobile phone that you can actually do it. What? That's insane. What was going to happen in the future? So we're going to make money off all that. Most sought after by big business. A lot of big players like to put their hands in this business model. Imagine earning like big businesses and participating as an individual and getting paid every month when people pay their bills, so passive income. Going head to head with billion-dollar companies. So ACN actually makes that possible. I'll explain how. So box 2, I'll explain this one. It's an established track record. The company is very established. And when I saw this and actually truly tried to understand it, look, I've studied business and I know that most businesses fail within 5 years. So this is 26 years old now. And I was thinking, is it doing the right things or the wrong things to be around 26 years? It's doing the right things. It's debt-free and it's global, so 26 countries. We get paid now in currencies. Number 1, I can't even pronounce. Number 2, I've never been in those countries. We still get paid from Asia, Europe, America. I love them. I don't know them. I love them. They give us the lifestyle that we have. You see, it's the power of leverage as well. And over 4 billion in the last 5 years. That's US. So if you want to translate that into Australian, it's over 5 billion. Millions of customers. So box 3, this is the services. I don't have to explain too much about this, as you can see. It's not a product. I have to explain ingredients. I have to tell you what makes a mobile phone. Everybody just calls it. That's what they do. So we partner with credible companies. Vodafone, ADT Security is actually the biggest in the world. And you have Sphere, that's our own FBOS machine brand, and we're so confident, and I don't know if you know this, Paul, we have a meet and beat guarantee. We can't save or meet someone's price, we give them $100 voucher. That's confidence. That's confidence. Good. And then you have Click Energy, which is the fastest growing Click Energy customer in all of Australia now. And we have wholesale prices from them, so you won't get this from Click Energy. And then we have MyNetPhone, which can cover landlines to where it's all business, VoIP, and all that sort of stuff. And Mason is only in Victoria right now because of smart meters, although we have prepaid electricity now. Prepaid electricity. It is insane. I don't know. Just prepaid. You prepaid, and if you've got some leftover, it rolls over to the next month. If you've got some leftover, you can actually send it to mum if she has the same energy company. Hey mum, here's some kilowatts. Now if you look here, Stripe looks 20 and 40. If you get 20, I'll make it simple. If you get a handful of customers for energy, you get free bills. So it's pretty cool. So ACN also rewards you with free bill and pays you at the same time. So box number 4, becoming an independent business owner. So I don't have to explain, because sometimes we speak to people that are not entrepreneurial, and you've got to sort of let them know that, hey, we're switching from employer mentality to employee mentality to entrepreneur mentality. You're buying a business. This is yours. You can will it, you can transfer it, you can sell it. The valuation of my business is in the millions already because of what I've done, what I've built residually. And I mean, it's been 7 years, and 8 years ago, I was working from week to week, even though I was making money, I was spending it. I was like, I gotta go back to work next week and do it again. You know, if you've never seen money, some people are smart and they save it. I wasn't one of those people. If I make a mistake now, it's coming next month. You know, so you can will it, which I've actually willed it for my kids as well. I've got 3 boys, and honestly, my wife has been home to raise them the whole way through because of passive income. After the 9 months, next year after that was 6 months off. Next year after that, which was last year, 6 months off. This is the first year I'm truly just pushing this thing forward because I want to set it up for the next 20 years. And we're almost senior vice president, so that's what we're doing now. But to go back to this, it's $549 you invested. And when you invest that, you own the 26 country license country. And we just started Mexico recently.
Yes,
Mexico was one of the fastest growths in our business. Colombia was the fastest, 300,000 customers in 60 days. Not one cent on advertising. And now we're opening all of South America.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brazil's opening too.
As well.
Yes.
I did join ACN when he was studying in Mexico.
Oh,
I studied here.
Uh-huh.
Yes, and I have my login, everything.
Yeah.
just didn't find enough support and I left it. Yes.
Sure.
But I
Yeah.
don't know if you can. I mean, my name's still there.
Yeah. Oh, we'll have a chat.
But yeah,
We'll have a chat. Yeah. With us, you get all the support. Paul will let you know.
Your sister's been quite successful, right? Your friend. Your sister's been doing quite well in ACN.
Yeah.
Maybe we can talk about that as well.
Yeah.
It's hard work. Tells your experience, tells your journey. Tells the sweat and tears you put in, man.
100%. I will do that. Once I get to the money, I'll do that.
Right.
So you have $549 investment fee. You have a renewal fee of $163 per year. So that one there is just like a franchise cost, and then you have it's a personalized website. That's what you get. Anyone that goes on your personalized website and they choose a service or product, they click on it and it gets sent to their house by the head office or the provider. I think Gold Coast is a little more humid than Melbourne.
Slightly warmer.
Yeah. So we have.
Personalized.
Sure. Okay. Thanks. Here we go. Well,
You maybe have or listen to maybe just turn that on.
oh, there.
Yeah, there's
Are you guys warm too, or is it just me?
we're clematized, man.
Oh, you're
clematized.
Here we go. I want to go back to the chilly weather.
Maybe we'll leave that door open. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, sure. All right, we'll continue. So you have complete customer support as well. We have complete customer support. So you have, not only do you have all these companies that you can call for support, you also have an ATM customer service support. Then you have business tracking and reporting, which is a back office where you can track your business. And then you have Australian-based independent business owner, that's what IPO stands for, support call center, and live chat, so you can actually contact them and see whatever you want in your business. Now, if you look at box number 5, this is the money part. And I've got to be straight up with you. I always say this, and I say this out of integrity, because I don't want people to join just off the temporary hype or whatever. This business, if you're not super excited from what you hear right now, don't do it. Don't do it. And I'll say that with confidence, because usually people are excited when they hear about residual income from bills. But at the same time, it does take effort and work, just like anything. And I think sometimes people see this residual income, and depending on the person that presents it to them, that person might have sort of manipulated and deceived a little bit, where it's like a lot of it's not. It's just any business. The good thing about this business, though, is that if you set it up and you set it up right, you'll reap the reward for years, and you'll be bouncing off residual passive income. You can have a good team. Like I've got a team of 2,000 people now, but some of them are, some of them are, they don't even want to talk to me. That's how much they just want to build. It's like, yep, see you later. Yep, I'll just put in 10 business partners. I put in 100 customers. The video, go, I love you. Keep it up, brother. In the beginning, it was like, hey, wake up, man. Let's get to work. You're gonna have to find some good people over time. But let me break it down. So you're gonna get paid 4 ways. The first way that you get paid is when you acquire a handful of customers. Every time you acquire a handful of customers, this wouldn't have been around when you actually got started. Every time you get a handful of customers, about 7 services, you get a bonus of $200. Another 7 services, you get another bonus of $200. Another 7 services, unlimited, as much as you want. So they're really making a customer focus. So if you're in the real estate game, and you know some people that are listening to me right now in the real estate game, what you got to understand is that you're working with houses anyway. If you could just connect a few of those people, you're going to be getting bonuses for connections, and then you're going to make, in the middle, it says your customer's personal residual income, up to 10% from the customer's bills. Now let me break that down to you. Let's just say you're getting $5 from this mobile phone. Doesn't sound that exciting. 12 months, that's 60. 10 of these are 600. How about 100? 6,000. You put that into your home loan, your bank isn't going to like you, number one. Number two, you can keep that for a holiday. You see what I'm saying? So whatever it is, once it comes in over a period of time, that's when it sounds on site. But that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about just 100 services. See, if I said I've got about 1,000 services, would that be exciting? 1,000 people that pay their bills every month. We're sitting on 18,000 now, and I'm one of the little guys. Like I know Brian Sachs, a friend of mine, that was putting in 2,000 customers recently, just from South Korea. You were there? Yeah. How are you? Hey, right? That's it. Hey, brother. Sit down.
Sharp as the team, man. Grab a chair. I was just busy next door, so that's all right, man.
I mean,
Hey, brother.
Okay, so So you're going to get passive income from your own personal customers that you acquire. So just to back up a bit, you get a few customers, you're going to make a $200 bonus. Then you get a percentage every single time they pay the bills. Every single month. I can stay behind and also catch them up a little. Afterwards.
Yeah.
So first step is you get a few customers and you're going to make a bonus for getting the customers, and then you're going to make a passive income of up to 10% every time they pay the bill. Every how long do people pay their bills? Just I'm sure you guys know. Every how long do they pay the bills?
Forever.
For forever, and every how long? Usually monthly.
Yes. Monthly, yes.
So in other words, you can like my mum. 7 years of me getting paid. She ever left me. I'm knocking on her door at like 3 a.m. Where'd you go?
Yeah.
What are you doing, Mum?
Right.
I'm feeding my kids. You see what I'm saying? It's relationship marketing. See, ACN is a genius. Why? Because they did not advertise. They want to, first of all, change people's lives because they came from a background of network marketing. But number two, they wanted to have sticky customers because you're advertising in cold market. When you are building a team and instead of putting the advertising money there, you're bringing that money back and saying, hey, listen, let me invest in people, which like your system sort of is. And instead of that, you're going to make a passive, they're going to make more sticky customers, family, friends, people they trust. We're going to look after our customers. We're not just going to sign them up, see you later, never call me again. Whereas if someone knocks on your door, you're never going to see that person again. So that's the middle one. Second one, the one on the right, this is my favorite. And again, even though these are exciting, I still wouldn't have done this unless it was for this, because I want a big residual income. And I mean, everybody's dream is different. If you want 500 a month, you can do that through just doing your own services. But if you want 10,000, if you want 15,000, if you want more, and I'm telling you, there is more, and you can actually look at the top 200 income earners in all of network marketing. You see a bunch of them, millions upon millions upon millions per year, residually, and it's calculated as US dollars. You with me? So if you want that, it's not going to come from just getting your own customers, because now you need leverage. Wealth principle, and I love Robert Kiyosaki's example. That was my first book, by the way. So that's what planted seeds in my head. So when it comes to business, he says 500 people and above in a business is what makes it a big business. So that's leverage. Leverage is making money from other people's efforts. See, I've got 18,000 customers, but 50 only came from me and my wife. I love my team. So how did that happen? Well, it's like Uber, the Uber philosophy. Uber, they have two owners. They could have just driven on their own and just gone and picked up as many people as they can, taking pills to stay awake, you know. Or, hey, listen, we're not going to drive. We're just going to set up an app globally. You drive, we take 27%. I mean, they are geniuses. Airbnb have never seen your house. They get paid every time you rent it out. Amazon, he's a genius. Yeah, you have an opportunity to go on eBay and sell things on eBay. Amazon. The same thing with eBay, by the way. You just make sales, but who's making a kickback is not the owners. See, that's what people aren't looking at. I'm talking about think a little bit bigger and look at, okay, what if I have 1,000 people that are out there hungry, going for their dreams, not my dream, their own dreams, and you're making a kickback from all that. You with me? 2,000 people, I didn't invite them on it. I invited a handful of people, invited a handful of people, that invited a handful of people. And I worked hard. I worked hard, part-time. I was really busy in my first 2 years, full-time business owner. I was training martial arts. I was studying university, and I was in a new relationship. So people said, Sinan, you're busy. I said, exactly. I don't want to be busy forever. See, if you're going to be busy now, what about in 5 years you're going to be less busy? How? Unless you've got residual income, you're not going to have more free time. You will need passive income.
As I said before, Nathan Young is involved with this, and also the members.
Quite popular, yeah.
So he does bundling everything for house. So,
Yeah, houses, businesses, and all that stuff.
so then we heard that it's coming up in about 6 months ago. Which is really good.
Yeah. Actually, I want to actually invite you guys. Once we finish, I want to invite you guys. It's such a good timing because the reason why I'm here, we have a convention on the weekend. 5,000 people, around 5,000 people. But I'll get to that in a second. So we've had a lot of champions do some big things in this business now. So the residual income, the one on the right, is like imagine you had 5,000 customers and they're each paying $1 every single month. $5,000. Now imagine selling houses, doing all that, and that will be your saving money. While the residual income is your pay off my lifestyle money. Everything else is investing, saving, building businesses, and all whatever you want.
So, well, if we had, like, for example, just an example, if we had 270 lots, just right? Brand new house getting built, more or less. When do we send you guys in?
Branding has it. We can talk about that.
Okay.
Maybe write these questions down because you've got all these. I'll answer all that for you because we have started doing connections recently actually. So we connect houses from scratch too. Right. We never did that. Now we started doing that a few months ago. So that's excellent. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah. So box number 6. This is sometimes overlooked because there's so much money there. Box number 6 because everyone's excited about the residual, but bonuses become sort of like a residual when you keep going anyway. Mm-hmm. So the first position to get to is called CQ, customer qualified. Can this see me like this from that? Yep. Yeah, customer qualified. Customer qualified is just acquiring 3 services: gas, electricity, SIM card, easy. Then the next position is called executive team leader. See, CQ, customer qualified, anyone can do it from home. Next one, executive team leader. I'm not going to explain how to get there. You can get there within a month. And if you do that within a month, ACL will give you a bonus of $1,500. Now, is that the reason to do it? No, that's short term. That's still exciting to make some money. Yeah. Short term and triple your money, that's still exciting. Now, what happens at executive team leader is every time someone joins your team and they get qualified, see, this wasn't around back then. They get qualified. Let's just say I joined your team and I get qualified. How much do I make? $100. You make $100 too as an executive team. Yep. You make $100. What about if I invited 9 people? That's 9 plus 1. That's 1,000 for you. You're an executive team leader. But it changes when you get to regional director. And I tell people, don't look left, don't look right, just run straight to regional director. This is where I sold my business. This is where I work full time. You get $300 per person that joins and qualifies. So if you had 100 before, my vision is getting too big. We've had 300 in two months. I mean, imagine calculation. And we were regional vice president. It's more. That's just bonuses. That's not residual. That's not residual. So the regional director is actually 300. So if you're looking at 10 people per month joining your team, not because on average you've got about 60 business partners at regional director. And can 10 people join your team a month? Yes. $3, not bad. That's actually boosting up your residual anyway, because customers are coming through, which means bonus residual. And then regional vice president, this is where I took off 9 months of work. I was traveling the world. I'll pay right. Listen, if the money was consistent, that's still exciting enough. But we're actually getting pay rises of hundreds of dollars every single month residual. And that's when I really got the vision. You know, when you hear it and then you experience it, it's different. Residual income actually enhances and they give you more, regional vice president, they give you more residual income. They open it up for you. And that's where lifestyle really starts to change. There's senior vice president. This is mafia. This is celebrity income. This is seriously celebrity income. We've got a friend of mine in America. Not Brian Sachs, someone else. He actually makes less than Brian Sachs, but this is just a lifestyle that you can have. He was building all over America, and he bought a house in every city that he was working in just to go home wherever he goes. And he's got yachts for the team leadership. We're actually buying a yacht in a few years as well, just for the team, the leadership and all that. And we're going to have that sort of funky lifestyle as well. Some people don't get motivated. Some people want to make it and give 70% away. It doesn't matter, because here's the thing. If you're making it, it'll fit your dreams, no matter what they are. You want to give it away, give it away. You want to invest it, invest it. You want to go out and travel the whole world, you can while you're making money. Go for 3 months. You made that money back for traveling, stay another 3 months. That's passive income, you know? Maybe Paul can start investing in Europe as well. You can start selling while you're traveling as well. You know, that's the business, guys. Now, look, does it take work? Of course it does, just like anything. It's not a lottery ticket. Any business needs some time. So we say 2 to 5 years, and you can have an amazing, unstoppable business. Because the thing I've mastered and the thing I'm going to work with Paul very closely, and I'm happy to fly in and out. I'm from Melbourne. I'm happy to fly in and out. Number one, number two, we've got another person who's happy to fly in and out as well, Emma. Okay, so we're going to be helping you guys. We're going to be helping you guys because I know that leadership can come from this group, because he's a man of influence. When there's a man of influence, he's going to attract other people of influence as well. And that's who I'm looking for, because the business just seems to go a lot faster when it comes to that stuff. Yeah. So I'm looking for leaders, and I'm looking to help you guys break some records if that's what you want to do. If you want to just get customers, bless you. We'll help you do that. If you want to build an empire, bless you. We'll help you do that. Whatever you want to do, you just tell us your goal. We'll help you get that done. We've mastered this game, and I mean, we've made a lot of mistakes. You can imagine. So we know how to keep the plastic out of the other, you know. So that's the business. I mean, training is of course my favorite. just to get into training sport. We will help you. I'll help you do the presentations. I'll help you do presentations on Zoom, just like this, with family, friends, associates, whoever you want. We'll help you with customers. We'll help you with all that stuff until you get the ball rolling. And when you master the game, trust me, we're still going to lock arms to do something big in the Gold Coast here and all over the country as well. Yeah. Yeah.
Going back to Mexico.
I have a lot of connections down there. A lot of connections. So if you want to build something, we've already got a team down there. We've already got, you can be looked after like that.
Yeah, because at the time they were just having the very first introduction, the conference to introduce in Mexico.
Yeah.
But the team they sent didn't even speak Spanish. It was just not working.
Yeah.
But now it's all set up. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's done really well. We have an international event and online training, as you can see. Online training is excellent because you can drive and learn. But the international event is really where it all just makes sense. International events are where thousands of people get together from all around the country, and actually New Zealand, and some from the world. We've got people come from America, people come from Europe, and there's 5,000 people approximately. The founder of the company is here, one of them, and you've got the head office that's here, and you have, it's like a university, but picture university on steroids, fun, and you've got the light work and all the promotions and emotions and everything that's going to go on, and the announcements, because we're coming out with a couple of things. So we're not stopping here. We're coming out with some services that will blow your mind. Imagine getting paid whenever someone pays for their home insurance, car insurance, contents insurance, pet insurance. Yeah.
Basically, get them get those in that first, and we can work on the next one to see how the services work.
Pet insurance, we're even doing home entertainment bundles. So imagine this, just to finalize it, then I'll hand it back to Paul. Imagine watching TV and you're watching TV and you're watching a movie, you're making money from the actual movie. And you're making the movie. And you're making money from the electricity that's got your TV on. And you're making money from home insurance is keeping your house safe in case it burns down, and the home security to keep you safe in the house, and the pet insurance is keeping your dogs healthy, you know? It's like, and the text messages that you're getting while you're watching the movie, it's just a no-brainer. Actually, we have a joke for it. It says, a complete no-brainer. That's our joke for it, you know? It just makes sense, you know? And that's not for everybody at the end of the day, but I mean, just for me, I don't need to learn the plans for a mobile phone. This is a mobile phone. So, thanks, Paul. I'll hand it back to you, brother.
No, brilliant. Thank you, Sinan. Any questions for Sinan before we move on?
So basically, we're selling a house and land with some conditional finance. That's only some money.
I suppose you can do it yourself. Yeah.
Everything else,
Just a name, a number. Yeah. Is that the idea? You know, do you want to do the sale? Do we do the
We're
sale?
trying to send me what's possible to work more potentially in things go well.
Sure.
So I can usually get through and price for potential buyers.
Sure. I have someone that will work full time on that. Yeah. Emma's going to do that all day long.
Okay.
All day
Excellent.
long. Yeah. So we'll take care of that. I mean, you can do some if it's easy, whatever, but if it's going to be overloading to you, you can hand some referrals down, and we've got Emma who's absolutely hungry. She's on the ball.
I just got to go see what the house for.
Yeah.
Sean or Raj. Yeah, we work in conjunction with Oxbridge. This is what we can offer. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
This is before the house is even built.
Yeah.
The services, connections, everything done prior to settlement. You know. The actual house being completed.
Yeah. We can work out something. Just got to figure out how the actual connection is going to work. First time connection.
That's right. Yeah. Most of our stuff with NBN, right?
Yeah, we've been talking about that. We actually have partners already that does connections. Because I mentioned it to you sooner. We have Moving Hub and Direct Connect. For these guys, you know this, right? Moving Hub, Direct Connect. For these guys, they pay us a referral fee. And I think we're the best in the industry to do this because we have the one-to-one relationship with the buyers and the tenants. So if someone moves in, we say, look, sign up for Vodafone and NBN. Tenants is 100%. We get paid a little fee on this, but it's not trails. What's exciting about ACN, and I don't want to sell ACN or anything, I'm perfectly neutral. Yeah, but I do see the opportunity because we have the access to the people, and that's what people need. You'll see from the others, we've got leads. Brokers, every day they're begging us, brokers, please give us leads. Because we're the front line. We're the front line. We've got 100 and something listings online at the moment. I think even Ray White downstairs is as big as us, right? So that's the idea, is to get people a name, right? And then people behind there would call our tenants or our buyers, and then get connected, and you make a residual on a residual, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So every time they pay a bill, we get paid.
So basically,
That to me is phenomenal.
so this is a package with their mobile. I mean, obviously, with Mason and Vodafone, you're pretty very competitive, companies.
Yeah.
So you would do a package up, for example, if it's owner occupied energy, NBN, security automation. But they do have that.
Yeah.
Payment processing phone, that would be a start.
Yeah.
Then they've got an option to take on the mobile after that as well.
You can do mobile, yeah.
That's it.
But you
That's
can
it.
look at what they've got existing from there and go, look, we can do this like TSA, we can do this. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah. What we're trying to set up is the IT integration side of things, where we can press the button,
Yeah.
and then it goes to someone in the back end, like Emma or like Sinan, and then what they'll do is they'll call our tenants, because that's what Moving Hub's doing at the moment.
Okay.
We press the button on Property Tree, it goes to the tenant calls up, and then they get connected, we get paid. So imagine, because I think that is what the future is, because we have so many property managers, we have so many clients, so many sales. Every time someone moves in, we have to give it to Moving Hub, and we lose that trail. Because I know Moving Hub and Direct Connect, they get a trail.
Yeah.
How come we can't get a trail, man? You
More
know,
vacancies on toast.
that's it. You know, the thing about real estate is when you sell a house, the commission is huge, right, Raj? Now you bought a new car with a freaking commission. Beautiful car. Just modest, man. Just modest. I've got people in the team that drives Maseratis and you name it, right? Real estate is a great industry if you make a sale. If you don't make a sale, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Yeah, yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. Industry is changing, man. Industry is changing. You know,
Guess what all the other agents say.
that's true. We've got a lot of people joining us because they can't survive at X, Y, Z agency because of debit credit. They split 60%. It just doesn't work. So we're getting a lot more agents coming across now. And the idea is to build this team. So what I'm going to do is talk about the other stuff that we're working on that will give us passive income, because that is important, right? And I've got spreadsheets to back them up just to show you all the different things. These are real deals that we're doing at the moment, which I'll talk about in a second. Right. The first thing is broking. I love broking. We have a broker's license. You want to go ahead?
So before I do go, sorry,
Yeah.
I don't mean to interrupt.
Right.
So this event that's coming on this weekend, is anyone interested in coming along? It's only once every 6 months, and it won't be in the Gold Coast next time.
Just give us some brochures. Do brochures.
I can send you a link.
Yeah.
For that. Yeah. Because Paul is actually coming.
I'm going tomorrow. Because I do see the opportunity, and I want to explore for our agents. You know, I want to make sure our agents get paid on trails, man.
Yeah. He's actually speaking to Paul in the background. His actual reason for bringing me along is for you guys.
Okay.
I was like, wow, he's got a big heart.
I'm
Actually wants to
looking
help
at.
you
Yeah,
guys.
that's true.
Yeah, he wants to help you guys to actually make
I'm
money
a-
between.
Personal banker to a lot of people in the company. I don't want to be like that. I want to make sure people earn a residual income.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I'll be in touch with someone who can send me some contact.
Yeah,
But
I'll
just-
just present that.
Yeah,
bit
sure,
afterwards.
sure. Let me know if I'll send it through here. Let me know if anyone can come down. I would suggest that because you'll see the bigger picture. What you see now is a small picture, really small. Yeah. When you come down and you see the vision of the company and whatever's coming next, you'll be blown away. Cool. Thank you for the opportunity, guys. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Tina. I'll see you tomorrow.
Brother, see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, man. See you, brother.
This is vodka. There we go. Yeah, I'll run the check. There we go. Thank you, brother. See you. Take care. Bye-bye. See you. Take care. Bye-bye. See you. Bye-bye. See you. Thank you, Paul. Take care.
See you tomorrow, man.
Oh. That's fine. No, just I'll see you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
See you, man. See you, man. All right, guys. I've got a few more people online. So that was cool. That was cool. So yeah, look, I've been looking at ACM for a while. Initially, I thought it was a scam. I did a lot of research. There's actually articles on ACM where there was a scam or not. I checked the laws about that. Yeah. Yeah. So the question is it a multi-layer marketing, or is it a pyramid scheme? Now the difference is a pyramid scheme is illegal in Australia. The main difference between a pyramid scheme and a multi-layer marketing is perfectly legal. It's Herbalife, there's blah blah blah, this and that. Isogenic. Yeah, you name it. It's everyone. 100% legal. What's the difference? The difference is where's the income mostly come from? Is it coming from new members or is it coming from selling products?
Residual.
If it's coming from selling products, you're legal. If it's coming from new members joining as a joining fee and then the existing members get paid, that's a pyramid scheme. That's illegal. And I certainly, because I've got lawyers backing me up. I'm a digital person. I know. And I looked at this and I thought about it and I thought, let's give it a try. I'm going to this conference tomorrow. And I think it's a good opportunity for people to tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, to refer their tenants or their buyers to this. So you get paid a trail. Because at the moment, when people connect, we don't get any trails. We don't even get a connection fee sometimes. It's crazy. And people ask us, where do I ring for electricity connection? Oh, well, do the search with gofinance.com. Instead, you go here, go to this website, and they're guaranteed to beat the prices.
So if they hook you up for electricity, they'll try and sell them other products to package it, and we still make that income on the whole thing.
Yeah, it's electricity, it's mobile, it's energy, it's NBN.
Then I can travel the world again.
Yeah, I mean, every company's got controversy, right? They've people have talked about, is it a scheme? People buying them and drop out. Look, man, I think we're in a good position to do this because we've got clients. Most people that seen him and to do what he did, dropping out and then having a passive income, that's hard work. But I think we're in a good position because we have clients already. You got clients, people you've sold. Hey, man, you want to connect?
Easy.
It's easy. Anyway, let's go on because I only got an hour. So the second thing is broking. And I announced this before last time. We're about finance and people on the internet as well. Broking is a big thing, but I'm so sick of brokers coming to us, giving us a one-off commission, and that's it. That's wrong because brokers get a trail. Every single broker, depends on the loan, of course, but all residential mortgages pretty much these days still get a trail despite the royal commission. Why? Because finance is a very competitive industry. If you talk Westpac calls us all the St. George calls us all the time. Philip calls us all the time. Nav calls us all the time. Please give us a commission. The first thing I ask is, do you pay a trail? If you don't pay a trail, then forget it. Right? And I was a bit tired of it, so I thought, let's do the thing ourselves. Let's do broking ourselves. We can get agents trails. We can actually give agents trails. So just quickly, there's residential, commercial loans. We've got a few deals at the moment. Broking is an excellent business. Finance is an excellent business. All you have to do is refer a name, right?
I'll go on into that.
We do all the rest. And the split's usually 50-50, not a problem, right? Without that name or contact, we wouldn't got the finance anyway. I've got a whole team of people.
50-50 with them all the time and just getting more deals done.
I've got a whole team of people looking at this, man. And it's not just what's called debt, but from last time debt. It's also equity as well. These are people with money to give, not just a bank, not just a broker. So, depending on the type of loan, so it could be a loan, it could be a mezzanine finance, it could be any type of capital stack. The commission's different. There's different types of loans we do. We do every type of loan. Also to one of our business salespeople in the team. He does a lot of business sales. He sells coffee clubs, that kind of stuff. People need money to buy businesses. It's very simple. That's a loan. That's a commission. That's a trail. There's trails on everything. There's reverse mortgages. I know reverse mortgage is another one. I've got a client at the moment who lives in Highgate Hill. She's 80. What's a reverse mortgage? After you retire, a reverse mortgage is when you use the equity in the house to get a loan. It's very, very dangerous. Very, very dangerous because there's no cash flow coming in. But this particular lady, I think you know her probably, in Highgate Hill. That's correct, yeah, I was talking. She needs a loan. She's desperate. She's about to get foreclosed. I said, I can help you, right? There's trails on that, right? The risk side is not a problem, I suppose, because it's up to the lender to disclose all the information. And it's her, at the end of the day, it's her making sure she gets advice. When I'm not pressuring her, I said, this is just an option. I'm helping you here.
That's one owns property in Sydney as well.
Yeah,
so we can
that's the one in Sydney.
So we can get a block loan and get it advanced.
That's correct. Yeah, that's correct. There's business loans, personal loans. We're going to even do personal loans. We've got people who are doing a deal at the moment, a personal loan. It's crazy. Some guy signed a contract, right? He put a few conditions on it. One of the conditions was subject to a DA. He thought, man, I'll never get a DA. Long and behold, gets a DA. Now it's conditional. So he has to settle, man. This is serious business. If you don't settle, The other side could sue you plus more.
Plus more. The non-refundable deposit, and everything else on top.
It'll be an
Every
easy
day by
case.
that.
It'll be an
Every day,
easy
what is it?
case.
It's 1.35%
Yeah, there's an
every
interest on
day.
interest. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a rule in life. If you sign a contract and it goes unconditional, you better make sure you can settle. Otherwise, you're gonna get sued very quickly. So this guy that we're dealing with at the moment has a situation where he can't settle. Just crazy.
We got till
It's
October.
just nuts.
Got till October.
So you can imagine how desperate he is, right?
0.35% every day.
Yeah. So where they thinking we're trying to help this guy, you know, we don't want to. Obviously, we've got ethics and integrity. We want to make sure he's going to make money, but obviously at a reasonable rate. But he's desperate.
Probably can't go to a bank right now.
So he's desperate. Yeah. There's development, construction, finance, very, very profitable for us at the moment. You know, 39 million, you know, loan. I'll show you all the figures in a second. I'll do the spreadsheet. You'll see how much you get. Trails. Every lender pays a trail after the Royal Commission. There's also non-conforming loans as well, which basically means, you know, we had a guy, you know, who was getting 9%. There's a company called Liberty Financials, and they specialize in this. They specialize in the desperate, you know, 9% interest per year. I said, how the hell did you get 9%? He goes, well, I had bad debts in the past, I had a few judgments against me, and I had blah, blah, this and that, but I had some cash. So what we did was refinance that 9% for something a bit lower. That's a non-conforming loan because it's way above the average, man.
So 12%.
12%.
Just about track.
Yeah. So we've got aggregator. An aggregator is anyone? No. So all brokers have aggregator. Aggregator is basically the thing at the top that works with all the lenders. So Loan Market is an aggregator, for example. Yellow Brick is an aggregator. Connect's an aggregator. Finsure, there's quite a few of them. These guys basically they organize the finance for us. Okay, trails. Let's get interesting. Okay, this is where income comes in. All you have to do is to refer a name and a contact to us. And I think currently we're the only agency in the country that pays trails and broking. I've spoken to a lot of Ray White people. What's broking? Loan what? So Ray White's got Loan Market as well, which I know the guy who founded the whole thing. He's now with another company. But you know, I've spoken to a lot of agents, a lot of principals. No one pays trails. Very few actually do broking. In fact, you go to a small agency and they go broking. Well, what's broking? Go to this guy, and the maximum they will get is probably a one-off referral commission.
Just like a 0.06 or something.
0.3, 0.1, 0.2. In general, this is a straight residential, and I'll show you a few in a second. A straight resi loan where someone comes in, is buy a house and land or whatever, and you say to them, what's your OVR? LVR, I think it's up to 95% these days. Yes, obviously with mortgage insurance and stuff like that. Yeah. 0.2 to 0.7 of the loan. This is your com. Right? After the split done. And then 0.1 to 0.4 of the residual. Spreadsheet here, man. I was just looking at the spreadsheet in terms of broking commission. So I've got mortgages, for example. Mortgages, debt, and equity. The three types. Oh, there's actually many types, but the general three types are mortgages, so resi, mortgages. This is your comp from the sale, 27,500. And I can change these numbers. I can change these numbers if I want. LVR. There are LVRs. LVRs.
Yeah.
Basically, loan to. Sorry, I'm freezing right now. What's LVR? Basically, that.
It's like a lecture, man. It's a loan to value ratio. That's correct.
They can get 5% deposit.
That's correct. Yeah, we did a deal recently that was 50% LVR. The lower the better because the easier to get through the bank.
So our client today, he's based from Sydney to fish on to his father.
Yeah.
Moved from Sydney, and he's trying to make sure he can maximise the amount. Minimise the amount of deposit he's paying.
That's right. That's right. The higher the LVR means, the more loan you can get because the value of the ratio is bigger. Right. The maximum I've seen 95%. You know, resi loans. I've seen. Yeah, it's quite high. Standard is 80%, as you know, for resi. You need 20% down. It avoids mortgage insurance. Guess what? There's a commission on mortgage insurance too. It's crazy. Yeah, brokers get a comp on mortgage insurance.
Actually, Phil mentioned that side client previously a couple of years ago. They were 100 minutes from the power line. within 50 meters, and the bank was saying you need at least have 20% deposit.
Yeah,
before you get mortgage insurance.
20% is standard these days.
Yeah.
Just give you an example. If the LVR 80%, if the house is $1 million, obviously they have the foul, right? I'm going to chuck in a typical. This is your commission, a typical commission. And I'll send this to you, Shona. I'll make sure I send this to you. I'll send you the Excel spreadsheet. I'll upload it onto the resource page so you can change the numbers and work out exactly what you're going to get. So 0.3 on the upfront and then 0.15. This is very simple numbers. 2,400 upfront, 1,200 per year, $100 per month. Okay, that's straight resi. And you know how the brokers, how they do it. You know, if you go like Rams and all these shops, is that's exactly what they work on. They probably double it because they get obviously they have to get a bit of a com themselves. But you think about it, right? These guys have shops to operate. There's a fixed cost, man. Well, we don't have any fixed costs. I will pay you a com for just one name, and then we'll look after the rest, right? There's other. This one's debt. So what is debt? What is debt? Yeah, debt, IOU kind of thing, right? Secured and unsecured. But this one here is more about construction debt finance. So the values are a lot bigger, and this is my favorite at the moment because there's countless number of developers just begging for cash. And we go in, and we're thinking, oh man, we have to beg for business. They're like, oh please, you know.
The debt is there. Everything has to add up. They can't list everything has to add up with their feasibility.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I flew to Sydney. There's a guy that owns a private hospital. This guy's a very wealthy man, but he's obviously cash rich, a cash poor, asset rich. And he's literally begging for cash because he needs a development done. And we got the exclusive for a Blacktown project. We got the exclusive on it as part of the deal. Anyway, very simple. Look, you know, this is so the loan itself, it's a straight comp. The loan LVR say 70%. If it's you get a brokerage fee, and that's what you get upfront.
So what we're pretty about, we did 5%, right? That's different because it's a small amount that's needed.
Yeah.
But then you did one where you, because it's such a large amount,
yeah,
it was like 2% or.
That's right. So that's called an equity deal. Yeah.
Equity? Okay.
Equity deal. So obviously a loan can be structured different ways. You can have what's called debt. Obviously a lender comes in. The difference between debt and equity is basically security, collateral. A debt is and this is secure debt, right? As opposed to unsecured debt, which is like a credit card. You know, because a lot of people they take a credit card, they go overseas, they spend it, and they don't want to come back to Australia. No one can do a thing. No one can do a thing because I know that because I would have had an HSBC credit card in the UK. They can't touch me, but I pay it off. It's unsecured. It's unsecured. Whereas this is secure, which means you get a charge of the land. And it's great comps. It's great comps. Equity is when you bring an investor that has no security over the land. So it's a partnership between two parties. And instead of getting interest or whatever, they'll get an apartment, 3 apartments, 10 apartments at the end of the deal. Equity deals are phenomenally profitable for us because it's very, very hard. There's many brokers out there. Man, you get RAMs, you get NAB. Equity is a different story, you know, because our backgrounds of people on the team, because their backgrounds are ex-Macquarie Bank, ex-this, ex-that. There's a few people that we know that would say, man, I like your deal. Here's 10 million. I've got a deal right now. I'm actually going to meet a guy tomorrow. There's a deal right now. We're bringing $10 million. The guy's already got some money, some equity. It's a hotel on the Gold Coast. As part of that deal, we're getting comms for it. Just give an idea how much comms there is. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. That's on a $7.5 million deal. It's just nuts.
Is that we're talking about stock in that deal, or we're talking percentage?
Yeah, so there's two things to it, right? So obviously, usually in equity deals, what we do, the strategy is very simple. You give us a name. This is what you have to do. You give us a name. I'm a developer. Shit, I need some cash. No problems, right? We'll come in. If the bank won't touch you, for whatever reason, we'll bring equity. Private wealth, it's called. And then what you do is we will then secure the project for the exclusive. There's a lot of money in the comms for the sale of the unit or the house and land or townhouses or whatever. Because we can factor in the commission. We can do 7%, we can do 6%, we can do whatever we want. Because we brought in the money. As part of the contract we signed with the developer is, right? We brought in that money, right? We want control of the exit. You don't like the deal? We'll walk. It's very simple. Go and find someone else. No problems. It's capitalism, right? You don't like us, but that is our condition. And that's why we've got that project, which, yeah, we've got a few projects, we've got a few projects, we've got house and land development. The comms I'm giving are crazy. 30,000 a lot, 40,000 a lot. And that is the strategy we're currently developing at the moment. Anyway, so that's broking. So quickly, for property management, there's also a trail on that as well. There's a few people, I think you got trails as well. There's a few people that have got trails in property management. Property management is bread and butter. Property management is excellent. All you have to do, and I've worked out the splits on property management. If, for example, this is the current split, we've got 90-10 model, 50-50 and 10-90, right? And property management is great because if you don't want to manage it, you don't have to manage it, right? 50-50 split, you manage the front end, we manage the back end. The front end is very simple. We take a few pictures, send it to us, we'll do the report for you. Entry report, inspection report, whatever report that's required. We chase the arrears, we'll do the maintenance, right? All you have to do is run the lead. And that's not hard either. The income on property management looks like this, right? I've got an average rental of $550 a week. A year is 28,600. If I've got 20 of these, average commission is 8.8%, 50% split. So you manage the front, we'll manage the back end. The letting fee, don't forget the letting fee. If you find the tenant, you always get the first week. Now, on my listing documents, I always have every 6 months. So if I get a tenant that's signed up for 1 year, I get 2 letting fees. That's fair because on average, the tenancy is 6 months. Right? And the letting fee is always first week plus GST. And that's a huge chunk of your comps. And so here you've got 20 properties, right? I can change these. And then this is just a 50%. I can change this 90%. You can manage yourself. We've got the softwares for it. You can manage this yourself. If you change this 90%, it's even bigger. That's like 20 properties. And that is your fee per year residual income, which means you don't have to do a thing. We don't do very much. You don't have to, do open homes and slave your ass off to do listings and travel this and here to get documents signed. I think it's a good model.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Not many agencies will give you trails for property management, I guarantee you. You walk downstairs to Ray White, you say, I'm a salesperson, I'll give a lead to a property manager, what do I get? They'll tell you half a week of your first week, or maybe a week if you're lucky. Or you might get a personalized car from the principal. Yeah, you know why? Because the model that they have is very expensive. The office they maintain, all that rubbish. We don't care about offices.
They're not going to give the franchise are going to give company money as well. So.
Yeah, Ray White, 10% goes to head office before 3% of their property management goes to head office. Hardcore, same thing. I don't know how they make money. LJ Hooker, same thing. Remax, same thing. I don't even know how they. So they have to charge, much more than 3%, 8% generally, or 7%. That's what we can beat any franchisee's rentals. Because I can guarantee you they can't do 5% or 4% or 3% because that's what the headquarters takes. And hotels is even more lucrative. This is something that I've been looking at. And, hoping to get a few more of these. Hotels are great. But what you do is you go into a landlord, you convert them to a service apartment. So $900 a week, for example, and you take the commission off the gross income. Because for hotels, it's usually all bills included, right? The landlord pays everything, obviously. And you get 10 of these. The commission we charge is 17.5%, right? It's very, very big comps for hotels, right? Airbnb, and we have all the softwares for it. 90% split, residual income. Hotels are a little bit different though. What you have to do there is organize the cleaning. So there's the little work to be done, right? But it's not that hard. You don't have to clean yourself, please, God forbid. You know, sometimes I clean myself at hospital. I do, seriously. So you can tell this, man. I clean. Sometimes I go, man. My wife says, man, but cleaners don't turn up. But that's part of the job because my wife manages a hotel, right? You know, if she doesn't have a backup cleaner.
Yeah.
You got to do something.
Yeah.
So you better make sure there's 3 other cleaners that you can call
Yeah.
if someone calls sick, because that's what happened. The most important thing in hotels is cleaning.
Yeah.
I have a hotel, I know, right? Cleaning. There's also supplies, tea bags, coffee, towels. You know, towels outsource it. You know, in your agreement, sign up with the landlord so they outsource it. Someone does a sheet, someone does the washing. There's many people out there that does it commercially. It's $1 a sheet. Do it,
Yeah.
man. Don't save cost and take it home, and that's crazy. And landlords pay for it. It comes out of their cost. But I guarantee you still be profitable, especially if here on the Gold Coast or somewhere in the city. She'll be very, very profitable. So that's residual income. The third thing I was thinking of is the referral and agents. Look, you know, I like ACN. Not because, you know, I don't know what they've done, but, you know, I like the model of introducing people earning a passive income. I quite like that.
And getting a percentage of the
Getting a
people they
percentage.
pay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
awesome.
Because you're referring someone else that joins the team, and obviously you should be rewarded. Why bother referring people then?
Exactly.
What's my incentive?
Just for one.
Yeah.
One-off.
Currently, this is the model we have, right? You know, I think we're probably the first one to do this in the country, probably. You know, Ray White certainly doesn't pay other Ray White agents to bring another person in. And plus, Ray White's on debit credit. It's very, very hard these days anyway. Yeah, you gotta make 52K, and you know, here's the model. So the model is very simple, right? You're here, first level. There's only 3 levels at the moment, but this is being funding a lot of growth for us. You will get paid by introducing other people to the agency, to us. When they make a sale, you'll get paid. That person refers in other people, right? When they make a sale, you also get paid. And goes on and on and on. And I built a little spreadsheet to show you how much exactly you can get paid. And this is just a very generic. Obviously, it depends on a few things. Depends on the commission they charge. Depends on the price they've sold, how much commission they get. This model here looks like this, right? 850 general, 2.5%, 10 sales a year. Just a very average. This is just the average. Not everyone's going to get 10 sales. One might do 1, one might do 10, whatever. You got a first level, you got a second level, and you got a third level. Okay. Now the spreadsheet I built is basically that's the assumption, right? Don't forget you have commission on top of that as well. If you recruit 10 a year, then they recruit 10 a year, right? And then they recruit another 10 a year, right? This is your residual income. Right, and that's by doing nothing. Yeah, it's just a lady that just called me. You know, she's gonna bring on someone else, and I always say, you know, make sure you put down you as a referee or referrer, because we need to track that. We have a tracking system, you know, in the database where if, for example, Raj brings an agent, or then someone else brings another agent on top of that, you know, he will get a trail on other people's sale. And I think that's important. Otherwise, why bother? I mean, I'm working on the model where you can actually bring on property managers, because what property management does is, you know, if you bring on property man, or you bring on someone that does sales and property management, I would like to pay you when they make a property management sale, because you know we charge 50-50. There's a 50-50 split. That's actually quite steady income, you know, 50-50 split. And I would like to give that 50% to someone that brought in the agent, because that's I think that's a good model. I don't think anyone's doing it at the moment. You know, why should you give a lead to the principal when you're getting paid for it? I'll just take the lead and go somewhere else. You should be rewarded for that lead, incentivized.
Might jump in for
anyway, so that's just a spreadsheet I've built. You know, I'm definitely thinking of working on the rental thing at the moment. And rental is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and people are bringing on people. You know, eventually it'll be like a pyramid. You know, we've got a tracking system now, but I need to make sure it's a better tracking system. where when you make a sale, we track your referrer, and then we pay them as well, and vice versa, and then on and on. Yeah, and that's the point. I think that's a good model. Looking at the time actually. So that's just in summary today. I've got obviously Sinan, who I think today is obviously about this side here, the right side. To be wealthy in life, and I think that this guy here on the spot, right? It's got to be something on the right. You got to have some kind of passive income, leverage off other people that they can make money for you. Because if you're out there driving Uber, right, by yourself, you ain't gonna make it, man. I get people calling me all the time. Hey, Paul, do you pay a salary? You pay a salary. I said, look, number one,
Good thing now.
of course I can pay a salary, right? I have no problem paying you a salary, but I want you to get a salary. I want you to go out there and make the income yourself. I rarely pay salaries because I like people to be entrepreneurial.
Some people they come from, I'm not going to mention names, which industry, they've come from certain real estates, and all they're used to is a salary or a debit credit. And then they're just used to going in like a robot every day, getting on the phone, making calls for someone else. When you can actually, make more money by using your brain instead of just being
making your own business.
Yeah, someone else is doing it, Yeah.
The thing about salaries, you got to work for it. Don't forget, right? I definitely can pay salaries, but a salary comes with KPIs.
It's like, would you rather make commission and big commissions and make some money, or you just
Comes
have to do
with
that 9 to 5, 7 day a week, which we've all done.
Which some people do.
There's some people that are still doing it right now that we've experienced recently, but
Yeah, right. It comes with KPIs. If the boss thinks, man, you're not performing the job, you're gone. And I know many people that's, oh, you got a salary now with this agency, great.
Mess around with nothing.
we've got live examples. We have people that in the past, well, not you, but other people that join other agencies.
Yeah.
Before you know it, they're gone. I said, what happened? Why didn't you make KPI? It's tough. It's very, very tough.
Opportunities to learn. I've seen it myself. Why take it on? Like, you've got 25 properties to manage. You've got that residual income.
You've got residual
Some
income
people
right
just don't
now.
do it.
Yeah, Roger's got residual income. You've got residual income, right? And that's the whole point of today's exercise is that right hand side that we're trying to build. I'm trying to create something where everyone gets a passive income.
So we're basically going to be implementing this.
Oh, it's done. This is done, man. This is done. ACN, look, ACN is something that I found, and I did check it out. I had other people check it out as well, do some due diligence on it. Look, it's up to you. Like, I don't know. It's just an opportunity.
If you've got this many services, everything else, like for example, we're
Just
today.
yeah.
It's going to be our first house on land lot out of the state. So this will be the next thing. He's moved from Sydney.
Yeah.
So he's new to Brisbane. So
yeah.
Where else would you go when you can include it? You've got your conveyance, you've got your services, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
We're going to talk about you.
Exactly.
We've got referral income.
Yeah. That's right. Not half fast.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just something I found. I just thought it'd be great for us. I certainly am neutral to this. It's up to you. And you read down the bottom, right? Only more than 1% of ACN IBOs.
They're using a massive and ABT and all that, obviously.
That's all cool. You're not guaranteed a success, 100%. I get that, right? I'm 100% neutral. I'm definitely not selling this, but I just thought.
Work it out with them, which
But since we're in touch with the vendors and the buyers and the tenants,
what better contact than that?
And I asked them, are you guys more expensive? I'm thinking, if you're paying a commission, there's got to be money from somewhere.
Some of those calls try to say when you do telemarketing, don't worry about it, do not call register. We supply the clients. It's half the job's done.
But that's my question. Are they cheaper or more expensive than other providers? Because that's an important question.
Well, apparently it's cheaper. Because I remember that we used to meet some people, household moms, and you get the bills and compared to ours, and we could offer a cheaper rate. So they immediately, I'll switch to yours.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
you can work.
So they've done their homework.
Yes, they have.
Because we'll be quite careful, right? These are clients. I don't want to put that relationship. If they find out what it's like, you refer me to Click or whatever, and it turns out to be more expensive than other company, I don't want to get burnt.
Yeah.
So basically, you guys are doing. You guys sit there and you evaluate their bills and everything at present, and then
Exactly.
So they can price match it.
I offer
Which,
this is what you got to offer, and
Yeah.
I think they give you a percentage you can go allow play with.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, but that initial fee also worried me a little bit too. To pay $5.49 to join them and the renewal fee. I did think about that, you know.
That's what I was, yeah, I was gonna say.
That to me is something that I need to look into. But anyway, so I did pay
Yeah,
it.
it's like office backend. So
Sure,
they look
support.
at all the administration
Tax
or the
I get that.
Yeah.
That's fine.
and that's what it is for, and that's what you do.
I get that. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's okay. But my worry, my concern is if the money from
Are they going to be saving the amount for the, that's what he's trying to ask, are they going to save, is that money going to be basically worth their while if they've got mobile, if they've got NBN and all this with another provider, and the money they're going to save, is that starting fee going to cover that?
Oh no, that figure you pay it as a
it's a joining
member.
fee.
It's a
Yeah.
joining
Oh,
fee, not your customers.
It's a joint. No,
No,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
no,
For
no.
us,
This
for us.
is because this is like a business entity that you buy.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you buy this to sell the product. So
Okay.
they give you a
Yeah.
login and you pay for that.
Yeah, yeah. I've got that already. But I
But
think
that's only for us, not for you.
but that's a valid question.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah.
going to make enough money to even cover the
Yeah,
549?
make the money.
I bet so that people are coming on board.
Supposed
So it's
to,
going to be worth our time,
yeah.
if we can get house and land, and obviously, with that, then definitely.
I think maybe with the regular people out there, maybe that might be more difficult because I don't really see people going out there selling electricity.
With us,
to
it's
rent.
just,
We've got
all there.
contacts already.
So we've got probably 270 lots we could provide with this.
Yeah.
Like that.
And I've seen some numbers how much they get. Yeah, there's trail and
But
trail.
for the regular person's got to go door knocking,
Oh man,
you know, I'm getting clients up.
that's too hard.
But then if you got 270 lots to sign up in one suburb, then the name's going to get around. People
Yeah,
are gonna talk.
that's it.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's a few other people online. Is there any questions from anyone?
I like that house.
Is there any question about online anyone across the country? Yeah,
So how do we?
Yeah.
Grant.
You there, Paul?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Grant. Yeah, that was,
Hey,
I'm just gonna put you back on speaker.
Yeah, you there, mate? Can you hear me?
Now, where's it going? Grant is in Sydney. He's off Wales. Yeah, sorry, Grant. Could you repeat that? Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, mate. With the Excel spreadsheet you're showing, I couldn't see them online. So there's a few things that are a bit hard to follow. Can I get a link into those into those Excel sheets, or just to understand all the different income sources?
Any questions from anyone? Let's see. Put in the chat box maybe. I'm not so sure.
So how do we sign
Don't
up
have any questions.
for our stuff?
Yeah, it looks like you can't hear me. So
You have to call him and you have to sign it under his name. Because he's like, so he can get the
Because we've got the lead already there. So, I mean,
Yeah, you're gonna sign soon.
so maybe we got to pay 549.
Yeah, so we've got the 549.
Or can I press them?
Bristol banking. Yeah, sure. Because of come on that too.
I know that would be.
Okay. If there's any questions from anyone, I've had a few people, most of you, but it's okay. This is recorded anyway. Spreadsheets, yes. Of course. Grant. I will.
It doesn't.
Oh, you can't see the spreadsheet. I'm so sorry.
You just need to change the video.
Is it going to be on a drive? I want to see.
2 seconds,
Yeah,
Grant.
but
I will get to you on there. How do we share that?
Maybe on the video, to the right of the video, at the bottom,
This one?
next one.
This one? Stop.
The video camera.
Stop.
Oh,
Yeah,
new
stop
share.
that. Yeah. New share. Yeah, new share.
Yeah,
All right. Sorry, man. I will.
You
Yeah.
just hit screen in the top left, and then that way you can jump through them.
Okay. All right. So yeah, sorry, Grant. I should have changed this one here. Yeah. Sorry. Can you see the screen right here? This is the spreadsheet, Grant, that we just came up with. This is the agent. But what I'll do is I'll put this onto the resource page. This is the broking, just an example of the broking, how much comms you get with equity. The equity broking is probably the best at the moment because it's something quite unique for us. And then the debts as well. This is just a straight resi as well. The $100 a month residual in the life of the lifetime of a loan is not too bad at all. And then obviously agent referrals as well for referring agents. Just see an example, 35,000 residual. Is that cool? Sure, that's okay. All good? Okay. Thanks, Grant. I will call you.
Okay,
Are
thanks,
there any other
mate.
questions for anyone?
Yeah, that'd be
Anywhere? Cool. This will be recorded as usual. It'll be on the resource page. I'll send it around. But thank you for your time today.
all right.
And
If you can hear me, thanks, guys.